There's this saying that whenever you lay your hands on first money, you tend to squander it if you got the money by luck. And there are some times that it's better when you learn some lesson for whatever part you choose in your life. Bella Shmurda Akinbiyi Abiola Ahmed, who is popularly known as Bella Shmurda as a stage name, is a Nigerian artist, and he had an interview with a popular YouTuber in person of Korty. The time he had with Korty was such an insightful one. Unlike other celebrities or other people that are always rigid and stiff when it comes to the camera, Bella Shmurda was just having this interview in a way that it was more or less like he was gisting with an old colleague or like an old friend. But what we learned basically are the money lessons. You know, some people, they are open to money at early stage in their life, but at the end of the day, they squander it all because they don't have the basic money lessons. So we learned this money lesson and I decided to share with my family. This is Lifestyle Show with Ayomiko, and you're welcome to Wisdom Yard Online TV. If you're yet to subscribe to our channel, I think this is the right time to do that because you also want to learn from the money lesson I'm about to share with you. Stay tuned. The very first lesson we learned is that not everyone follows you to the top. Bella mentioned in his words that when he made his money and he was on the limelight, he had a whole lot of people around him. In a 4-bedroom flat, he had over 10 people, 10 men with him, and these men will still come ahead with their friends, you know, and even their women in some cases. So there were a lot of mouth to feed. So not everyone you meet would have to follow you to the top. Fine, you came from the street and the street will surely want to follow you when you're leaving the street. You just need to be cautioned, you need to be guided that not everyone has to follow you to that top in order not to make you fall and come back to the ground where you hailed from. The next thing is that don't splurge on luxury items you necessarily do not need. There are some things that we tend to buy, you just be like, okay, let's buy this, let's buy that. Because Bella Shmurda actually said in his word that he had to acquire 3 cars on a go, and that is just because he wanted an entourage. Funny, right? Exactly, you know, he wanted an entourage. He has 10 men and he wants his men to also be in the cars, you know, and be following him. Bella is coming, you know, that kind of thing. Now babe has arrived. But he was doing that and he was always buying this, buying that, buying this, and necessarily does not need it. So don't just invest your money on things that you necessarily do not need. You need to make sure that whatever it is you're getting is actually giving you some returns, or it's something you really need. Your need is different from your wants, okay? So that is another lesson we learned for Bella Shmurda's interview with Korty. Moving on, we also learned that pride goes before fall. When we talk about pride is just something that can actually bring you down in no time. He actually said in his words specifically that do not step on people's toes. And don't you forget that whenever fame comes, pride comes with it. But when the fame goes, the pride cannot save you any longer. I think that is something to digest in and ruminate over it because it is really worth it. It's something everybody needs to know. You need to respect everybody because people are like your shield to getting to the top, and they are also the one that can make you fall. So you really need to be very careful when dealing with people. Respect people, let respect be reciprocal in every of your dealings. The next one is that he actually learned some things that he shouldn't acquire when he has his money, and this is when he spoke with Korty about him spending 2 million naira in a club at night, like just a nice club at a go. He spent 2 million naira. Basically, we would say, yes, it's a celebrity now. How much is 2 million naira that I cannot spend? Yes, that is only if he has the luxury of the money. Other celebrities can go about doing that. He even mentioned in his interview that you should know that Rema's money is not the same thing as Ruga's money. You should know that Olamide's money is not like his own money. So you can't be comparing yourself to other artists. So you should always cut your coat, not according to your size this time around. It has to be according to your material. If you have just 2 yards, whatever it is you're sewing has to be with that 2 yards. Your size might be 6 yards, but you have just 2 yards. So just cut it down. Change your style to that 2 yards. And also, he said in his own in the interview that even if he wants to spend up to 2 million, not that he can't spend 2 million in a day, but if he wants to do that, it has to be on something that he will be getting returns on, something profitable, something more useful, and not on alcohol. So I think that is actually insightful, and it is something we should also learn from. If you don't have the money, I understand you want to go out and be like, we are outside, we're balling. I get, but calm down. If you don't have the money, stay in your house, okay? Another thing is that you should always think global. Wherever you are, wherever you meet yourself, in your industry, in your field, among your peers, whatever it is, think global, think beyond where you are. Bella actually felt bad when people were going for the Afro Nation and he was not there. He felt he's an artist, and of course we also recognize him. He's a big artist. He actually made his debut in 2019 with his song Vision 2020 that he sang with Olamide. You know, singing with top artists. He has even sang with Wizkid, he has sang with Davido, he has sang with Simi, he has sang with Zlatan, a whole lot of prominent artists. So he's a big artist too, and he's supposed to be recognized globally, but he's not. So he felt bad about it, and now we just want to implore you, everyone right now, is that whenever it is that you have the luxury of money, learn the basic things about money. Money comes and it goes. So if you don't have this basic knowledge about money, you just see yourself, you're rich today and you're nothing tomorrow. To avoid that, I think you should also learn something like I learned and I'm sharing with you. Do well to share with a friend and a friend. And until next time, I remain the only sexy sugar mommy of Lagos, Ayomiku, taking you through lifestyle show of Wisdom Yard Online TV. Bye.